it out, Worm, or I'm going to slap the pages out of you! Evening, friend. Or morning. Hard to tell in these Daedric realms. You've just stumbled upon the oddest family reunions this side of Fargrave. I'm Eastgild, and this annoying tome is my brother, Worm. As you can see, we're in a bit of a conundrum. Somehow, my know-it-all twin found a way to become even more pretentious. At least, I'm pretty sure it's him. No, it's definitely him. I think he wants me to enter the study to find a way to fix him. Care to join? It'll be fun. Before you came along, Worm spat this note at me. The family's favorites. V. Short and vague, but can't imagine it was easy writing this given his current situation. My best guess? We go into the library and check out some books. Now terrestrial. Mother always said I was good at making friends. Wait, where are you going, Worm? Looks like a map? How about you take that, friend? I'll just follow Worm. The map guides you to my adventure novels, Worm's dusty science books, and our dear mom's favorite histories. You'll know we're on the right track. I think we should split up and shout for one another if we find something. Oh, what a mess. You really let the place go, Worm. All right, friend. We'll meet you on the other side.
Their loss, our gain. Sated and ready to take on the world, huh? You weren't keeping score, were you? Me neither.
This isn't what I meant when I said you needed to book about fun. Now, this looks like someplace up. That sounds pretty dry, doesn't it? Let's take a look around. Hey, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I remember now. Mother would read these stories to us as kids. Even swapped out the names for ours.
You dare try to steal knowledge from me? This knowledge shields me from your feeble attack. These pages reveal your doom. Chapter ends.
So quiet.
Biographies sure were full of themselves, weren't they, Vorm? Is this it, Vorm? Just a little light reading? Wait, what happened to the pages? Have a look around, friend. See if you can find them. Find something boring? Probably on the right track.
Who's next?
One seems excited about that one. find something boring, you're probably on the right track. Worm seems excited about that one. Another page? Let's keep looking. Good as new. Well, all things considered. Oh, looks like Vorm is ready to leave. Meet us outside with those books when you finish up in here, all right?
One of these toads will escape my grasp. I draw my strength. Reveal your doom. I return.
Glad you made it out of there. Vorm's been so excited since we collected all 3 books. He's practically shedding pages. Hand me those books, and we'll see if Vorm's actually got a plan, or if he conned us into doing his bookkeeping. Not a clue, but Vorm seems excited enough. I think I'll just lay them down and let him work his magic, you know? And here, even if he stays a petulant little pamphlet, you still deserve a reward. Take it. All right, brother. I'm just going to lay these out. The rest is up to you. Vorm! Quite the mess you got yourself into.
Books don't need to breathe, but it sure feels good to breathe again.
Hey, what happened to the books? I was going to read Blackscale again.
Blackscale? That garbage is printed en masse. Planar formulae was one of a kind.
Oh no, what a loss that is. It's good to have you back, brother.
And it's good to see you too, sister. Thank you. And thanks to our new friend as well.
We meet again, traveler. Have you found another one of our missing ciphers? Or a volume of the Numinous Grimoire, perhaps? Drela dead. I feared he might come to harm here. He was naive, yet full of ambition. A dangerous combination in Apocrypha. The path of the cipher is not for everyone. You found him with this book, you say? Ah, yes. the second volume of the Numinous Grimoire. A very dangerous book. Any mortal who dares to read it is driven mad. It went missing from our collection recently, and now we know who took it. I'd better put it somewhere safe. Poor foolish Drela. Something dangerous is afoot, and the Numinous Grimoire is in the middle of it. I must investigate. Thank you for bringing back this volume, and for telling me about Cypher Drela. Please accept this reward. A strange tale. Why would this mysterious A kill a Cypher who did as they asked?
Building up a staff. Good thinking.
Outworlder! We need you!
Empty.
Greetings, Outworlder. We know why you came, and we offer gratitude for your timely assistance. Our situation grows dire. Very few of us still stand, and we can no longer hear those who do. The Dreamcarvers must not reach the Crux, but we cannot stop them in our weakened state. You, however, are an unexpected development.
Dreamcarvers swarm our fortress. It is theirs now.
While our pact still exists, so do the remnants.
Stop clinging to a dead order. We must accept our fate.
This mortal can change our fate. Stay here, tend to the stricken. Dreamcarvers roam the halls of the dream. Although our power sputters.
Good to get stocked up.
We entered unseen. These caves wind through the Cenotapht's lower levels. Many of our defensive measures originate here and extend through the fortress. The Dreamcarvers disabled our wards as they invaded. We must reset them. We will find them north of here. They will require both of our efforts to set. You must hold the trigger, while we funnel energy into it. Once set, the wards will drive most of the Dreamcarvers from the Cenotaph. We may run into Dreamcarvers as we search. Do not hesitate to dispatch them with prejudice. Remember, they will reform in oblivion over time. You will not. Let us move north through the tunnels. We will alert you when we find a ward. This Dreamcarver spell opens a void in our thoughts. It feels like an erasure. Here, a node of power. This should surprise our invaders.
Who's better than us? Nobody.
We may run into dream carvers. Our fire trap should ignite now. A power node. Let us charge it. That covers our exits. Let us talk about next steps. With the traps powered, we should find navigating the cenotaph much easier. They should destroy most of the invaders with ease. However, they won't get them all. We need to determine how close they are to reaching the Remnant Pact. We head to the courtyard. If the Dream Carvers wish to breach the Crux, they must go there to do it. The passage to the east will take us to a balcony. We can assess their progress from there. Such a massive ritual! Destroy the focus! The ritual may tell us something. Look for clues. Fragments of ritual medium. We can learn from that.
A sample of my vestige for each stone. This unlocks the room.
That is the ritual door.
Alone, alone! Where are they? We are lost. Too alone! We cannot stand being alone! Dream cover magic squirms through.
Remnants function as a whole. Why isolate us? That creature, Uzanath, she leads these invaders. We know her reputation. Savage and impatient. No wonder she managed to take the cenotaph by force. To use her own vestige as fuel for the ritual presents a massive risk. The walls of the Crux cannot break. We connected the locks to the Remnant's mental web. Only we may enter unscathed. Uzanath's ritual siphons Remnant minds. She blends their psychic energy with her own essence. What it means, mortal, is she has crafted a key to the crux. Once she blends enough remnant minds with her own vestige, she will appear as one of us. The crux will open. The pact will be exposed. We search the grounds, find other ritual foci, and destroy them. Steel yourself. Dream carvers roam everywhere. We did not choose our fortress. It arrived when we needed it. Another ritual. That should weaken the ritual. Destroy the ritual! Sever the connection! Keep searching. You! Our pact with Lord Mora is sacred! Do not dare enter the crux!
Here you are, the rats scurrying around to cause trouble. Despite your efforts, I have what I need. Good try, though.
Quick! We need to plan. You! Our pact with Lord Mora is sacred! Do not dare enter the crux!
Here you are, the rats scurrying around to cause trouble. Despite your efforts, I have what I need. Good try, though.
Quick! We need to plan. No! After everything, we were too slow! They have entered the Crux and can access our pact with Lord Hermaeus Mora! The remnants may actually end. Perhaps. No one has entered for countless eons. The remnants have keys to the Crux, but we have never needed them. Until now. We need the journal of the first remnant. It will tell us which relics we need to place around the circle to open the door. There is little time. We must go, now. Find the relics! Hurry! Journal containing the wisdom of the first remnant.
And down they go.
That key itself is a lock, which another key then opens.
Better luck next time. Oh, wait.
That spyglass peers through the void to find new realms. Well done. Now we go to the ritual dais. Will guide you through the next steps. Place the relics where I tell you. Once complete, our power shall flow through them. Hurry. We use the gathered relics. Once placed, our power shall bind them together. They will connect to what remains of the remnant's mental web. The resulting mesh will open the crux. We shall open a door like any other. You will have no problem entering. That said, once inside, we must close the door behind us. Otherwise, we risk a swarm of dream carvers joining us within. Place the relics while we channel our power through them. To pierce the void and see our promise held. Bind us all through ancient wisdom. We opened the way. Enter the crux, Outworlder. Wait. Our connection. We have gone silent.
Empty. You remnant! There's nothing here! Trickery. I shall take your mind.
There is nothing here. The room is empty. Follow. We must think. What does this mean, mortal? We need your guidance. As far back as we can recall, the remnants believed we directly served Hermaeus Mora. Our connection to him drove us to defend his will. Perhaps that was a lie. The pact was nothing. A shattered flame with a rotting book. Further, where does our power come from? We cannot say. Now, we must decide. Do we tell the remnants of our discovery? It would surely destroy us. Or do we use the victory to reinvigorate the clan? Show that Apocrypha still needs our defense? An excellent point. Our goals do not need to come from some external source. We can reinvest in our purpose on our own. Perhaps others will join out of a desire to gather knowledge, instead of to serve another. We feel more certain than ever about our task. Our clan will gather and discuss how to prioritize. The cenotaph of the remnants will become the sword and shield of Hermaeus Mora once again. It's only through your efforts that we have a chance to rebuild. The remnants will rise again, and last for eternity. All thanks to you. This outcome was unexpected. Nonetheless, you earned this. We offer it in gratitude. What comes next feels mysterious. Perhaps the others will have an idea on how to proceed. Until then, you have our gratitude, Outworlder. May we fight alongside each other again in the future.
They've emerged, and unharmed. What fate comes for our order, then?
See what we have done. The cenotaph stands. Our order can rekindle its strength. This proves it.
Our gifts return, and we hear our thoughts once more. Perhaps the remnants can still serve.
I am glad to see you unharmed. I look forward to hearing about your encounter with Vermina.
Oh, let me! We defeated Vermina!
I didn't get to see you beat the Dreamweaver? How unfair is that?
So we can relax now? Ah, friend, you have that look. What terrible news are you about to tell Laramil?
What happened after you entered the portal, Proxy? Scroot tells us the one who knows has reconnected with his realm. But beyond that, we are in the dark. Of course. He needed you to lead him to Vermina. Guide him to where she was lurking because she was hidden inside the body of Master Shelreni. And what of the second glyphic? Is the secret memory secure? Unfortunate, but not unrecoverable. Now that Hermaeus Mora is restored, he can locate Torvasad and deal with him once and for all. Unless... Does Torvasad still have some way to elude the one who knows, even without Blightcrown's corruption? Torvasad's nature. He is unlike any Dremora I have ever encountered. He helped us to help himself. But I believe him when he said he meant no harm. He just does not realize the danger this memory poses. I suppose that means we need to find him. Then let us take a moment to remember all we accomplished. All you accomplished, Proxy. You defeated Blightcrown, expelled Vermina, and saved Apocrypha, thereby saving Nirn. Take this. The one who knows insists you accept this. While we contemplate the best method for tracking down Torvasad, there are two other tasks we must accomplish, Proxy. One concerns updating the records of Apocrypha. The other requires us to return to Necrom and rectify the original anomaly of fate. Scroot can provide more information, as it is a vital part of her job. After repairing a thread of fate, she must record the final details in the Chronicle of Apocrypha. Having your name inscribed therein is a great honor. Necrom, one of the first threads of fate we investigated to uncover the identity of Apocrypha's enemies, and it is the only one we did not resolve. We must accompany Gidane back there so he can return the Fulcrum Obscura. But first, talk to Scroot. Scroot can tell you all about the process for inscribing her records in the Chronicle of Apocrypha. You should talk with her. Meanwhile, I shall discuss arrangements for returning to Necrom with Curate Gidane.
My role has always been to observe and repair the lines of fate, never to unduly influence them, no matter how sorely I'm tempted. So while I was waiting, it was just a nervous habit that I haphazardly started checking the nearby lines of fate. The Chronicle can wait. This is more important. Why else would I have even mentioned anything mortal? It's like no one ever listens to a word I say. Anyway, I noticed an anomalous thread not far from here, at the prismatic Irish shore. A fate anomaly. The sacred task appointed to me. My job is to spot and correct them. It's really important, but you don't care. I think it's the stolen glyphic. Removing it from the mythos triggered the irregularity. Luckily, I happened to spot it. Not us, mortal. Just you. And Melon, I suppose. Only Fate's Chosen can resolve this, and that's still you. The prismatic iris shores north of here. Meet us in Cypher's Hall after you deal with Torvasard. Then we can update the Chronicle. Apocrypha is quite resilient. And since the burning sensation in my tentacles and the pain behind my orbs have mostly faded, I'd say yes. Besides, I can hear the melodious hum of the Great Eye resonating all around me, so that's a good sign. The usual. Various denizens of Apocrypha, the stray hidden kindred or dream carver loitering about. But you might need Melm's ghost sight to follow the trail of the glyphic. I barely noticed it, so it must still be in Torvasard's possession.
Can I get you anything, Laramil?
No, thank you, Gadain. I am mostly recovered from our ordeal.
Nern is lucky we have someone like you looking out for bad things happening in realms outside of this one. Can't say for sure if we deserve it, but we're lucky all the same.
Scroot's penchant for noticing anomalies of fate is impressive. But this might not be Torvasard and the Glyphic. It could be anything. Up that path to the left. I think that's where the anomaly is. No matter what we encounter, remember you literally have a Televani master.
Useful. Hold on to that.
I sense something amiss. Use my ghost sight to look around. This bridge wasn't here a moment ago. I suggest we cross it.
It doesn't matter what you foresee.
Reality, you must all forget.
And there it is! Another piece of my memory restored. We should speak, mortal. The Prince of Fate thinks himself so perfect, but for all his power, he couldn't eliminate the memory he so desperately sought to hide. Not from my dreams, not from his own mind. And now, I remember most of it. Only one secret remains to uncover. Why would you? You are merely mortal. But I have wandered the plains of Oblivion for eons, an outcast with no clan. I believed I was formed that way, a forgotten scrap of creation, until the dream began to haunt me, a fragment of an ancient memory. No, the dream that will end it, that will finally restore all that was lost. Hermaeus Mora caused all this with his greed and selfishness. He made us all forget. He made me forget. There was another Daedric prince. My prince. A prince that saved me and preserved just enough of my memory so that I could one day save them in return. A prince whose jealous, craven siblings cast them down and wiped them from the annals of history. No Prince of Oblivion can truly be destroyed. The final glyphic contains that secret. How to find them and restore them to their rightful place. And then, Mora will answer for his crimes. See for yourself. I leave the glyphic for you to examine.
It doesn't matter what you foresee. You can't do this to another prince. Or to the rest of us, for that matter.
You have seen the damage Prince Athelia has already done to the fabric of fate. If left unchecked, reality will unravel.
All of us must agree, Mora, and I definitely do not. Memories are sacrosanct, as are the domains of the princes.
You can't punish someone for something they might possibly do.
I must. The risk is too great. I am truly sorry. But there is no alternative. For the sake of reality, you must all forget. What was forgotten has been remembered. We must speak. Too late. Too late. The door sealed long ago is opened. Just a crack. But the damage is done. That which was forgotten is now remembered. The memories released from the two glyphics are accurate and true. Athelia, the Prince of Paths, the mistress of the untraveled road, the unseen. Her ability to alter fate, to shape destiny to her liking, was a threat to all reality. It still is. What mortal could? The fate changer is an arbiter of chaos, who can unravel the strands of fate and rearrange them to suit her every whim. Her very existence endangers everything. I saw no other way to preserve reality than to do what I did. I gathered my fellow princes and revealed the danger I foresaw. Most agreed to aid me, some refused. In the end, it did not matter. I erased Athelia from history. But I could not erase my own memories. Those I sealed in the 3 primordial glyphics. Something I did not foresee. An agent of Etheria, hidden for all these eons. Her contingency plan. Her revenge. At least the final glyphic is secure. Until it is found and opened, reality remains safe. For now, return to Cypher's Midden.
Forgotten Prince. Do you think Torvasard... Nope, never mind. I'm not curious. Curiosity just gets people killed. I'm with you.
May I have a word? Magister Gorith referred to you as the mouth of the mouthless. I suppose that fits. Look, I've never been very good at this, but I wanted to thank you. In life, I was a secluded old wizard who cared nothing for anything but magic and my own studies. Nonsense. My enormous intellect certainly came in handy, but your fate's chosen. You would have found a way, with or without me. But I'm glad you rescued me from Shalreni, that you took me on this adventure. If I never escaped this soul gem, maybe. I'm in no rush. Adventuring is a new experience for me. I'm content to follow along for now. I'm going to rest for a while. Remember, as long as you have my gem, if you ever need me, just call. Now, talk to Scroot about the Chronicle.
Hello, mortal. The Great Eye told me what happened. Even though things didn't go exactly the way we hoped, we're all still here. That means reality is stable. For now. I'm as surprised as you, but existence is resilient. At least, for another day. Laramil and I spoke with a few of the ciphers, and we're all in agreement. We want to add your story to the Chronicle of Apocrypha. Only the most momentous events make it into that sacred volume. I also wanted to say, you expanded my outlook. I always saw fate as black and white, set in stone, unchangeable. But now I see that not every aberration is a disaster. Not every surprise a mistake. Thanks for that. Now, let's inscribe you in the Chronicle. Then Curate Gudane wants to see you. Let it be known that the name of Fate's Chosen shall be entered into the Chronicle of Apocrypha, to be remembered forever for actions accomplished in service to Fate.
That mortal helped me find a secret. Not if Wim took a century off Hezek's debt.
This strong mortal bravely fought the Dream Carvers alongside us.
And they helped me. Break barriers, know things, and escape. Escape? Who? Shh, really? They helped me recover an important glyphic.
They even turned my failure of a brother back to normal after he transformed himself into a book.
And Fate's Chosen confounded the forces of Vermina and Periite, saving Nirn and Apocrypha. Let this record describe it in flowery, yet justified praise. All hail Fate's Chosen! Your record has been successfully
You've been in...
The time has come for me to return to Necrom and complete my mission for the Abbey. When I present the Fulcrum Obscura to the Abbot, I'd like you to be at my side. Our side. Laramil wants to come too. Isn't that nice? That's good. That's very good. I appreciate it. Besides, I want to let the Abbot know what you did. You preserved Nirn, as well as Apocrypha, through your actions. By the way, did you find Torvasad? Laramil has been dying to know what happened. All right. Not imminent is better than imminent. If the Prince of Fate needs you, he can find you on Nirn as easily as here in Apocrypha. I'm sure there's more to it, but that's your business. I'll leave it to you and Laramil. I must consider the best parts of the necropolis to show to Laramil. She wants to see everything. We'll meet you in Necrom, friend. At the necropolis.
Now that the immediate danger has passed, I would like that tour of your catacombs now.
You would? We'll meet you in Necrom, friend.
Truly. That's good to hear. The necropolis is the heart of the city.
Curate Gadain asked me to watch for you. He's waiting for you through the door to the east.
Well done, Curate. With the sacred relic returned, I feel it's safe to once again open the necropolis. Now, why don't you say a few words about your adventures?
Say a few words? Me? The abbot insisted on the immediate return of the relic, friend. Sorry you missed that part of the ceremony. But now he wants me to give a speech? I'd rather go back to Apocrypha with you and face a horde of corrupted lurkers. Right, what's in my heart? Helpful to the end, that's you. Well, I might as well get this over with. Oh, while I pull my thoughts together, Laramil wants to talk to you.
Since we seem to have a moment, tell me what occurred at the prismatic Irish shore. I see. Are you at liberty to tell me what the glyphic contained? A forgotten Daedric prince. Only the one who knows could keep such a fat secret for so long. Is there anything else I should know, Proxy? Then I am sure Hermaeus Mora shall call upon us again when the time is right. You are still Fate's chosen, and I am your guide. But reality seems to be holding together for now. I think we have time to rest, to reflect, and to listen to Gadain. If there was an imminent danger, Hermaeus Mora would summon us. For now, bask in your victories, Proxy. You faced down Daedric princes and saved Apocrypha and Nirn. Take this, thanks from the one who knows, and a sign of friendship from me. Go on with your life, Proxy. When Hermaeus Mora needs us to resume the chase, I shall send word. Until then, I believe I shall remain here in Necrom for a time. Restore the bindery, explore the necropolis, get to know Curate Gadain a little better. Grow up, Proxy. I am well over a century old. Young for an Altmer, but not without my share of romantic experiences. I find the curate to be intriguing. I wish to take the time we have to get to know him better, to see where things may lead. Yes, but he no longer has the resources of Vermina and Periite at his command. He used them, and they shall not soon forget that. So even with his many abilities, he will need time to plan before he can attempt another assault on Apocrypha. I expect so, as does the one who knows, which is why you are still bound by his contract, and I am still on call to aid you. But that is tomorrow's concern. I shall send word when the threads of fate that bind us once again converge. Be well, Proxy. Say what is in your heart, Gadain.
Right. Thanks, Laramil. The abbot asked me to tell you about my adventures. How I recovered the sacred relic and saved the necropolis. But the truth is, I couldn't have done any of it without Fate's champion. Someone I'm proud to call my friend. Thanks to them, we saved the relic. We saved Nirn. We saved all of reality. All hail Fate's champion. All hail my friend.
Well said, Gadain.
Thanks, Laramil. I couldn't have done any of this without you, too.
Gadain.
I don't know how you go back to your everyday life after something like this. I'd say I'm glad it's over, but I can't imagine these Daedric princes are done with you yet.
Help me.
Let's get it done.
ruined yourself by coming here. Well, you know that, don't you?
Tearing your soul out never fails to amuse me, Gasto. I'll return it to you, eventually.
I need you to kill me. Destroy this shriven husk. Free me. Please.
You're dead.
About time we faced an actual challenge.
You're too tough to go out like this.
Better overstocked than under.
Burn it!
Easy. dead. Better luck next time. Oh, wait. That's it. Never a dull moment. Stay ready. Never know what else might be headed our way. Let's make this quick.
Strength wanes, Wanderer. Hear us? Attend, mortal. Your arrival could mean not all is lost. We require aid. The eternal hum of knowledge fades within our sanctum. Creatures of ignorance invade the apogee of the tormenting eye. They come to consume. Dremnican. Our order, the remnants, gathers knowledge. These beasts consume it. They breached our wards, burrowing into the apogee. Relics from across Apocrypha are now at risk. We must drive them out. You've arrived to aid us. Why else would the Eye of All place you here now? Be certain. The remnants reward service. A simple task. Recover the relics before the Dremnik can find them. Close the beast's entry portals. Then activate the Apogee's protective wards. Help us. Take this rune. It will draw you to our most powerful relics. As you find Dremnikan portals, use the rune to collapse them. Once completed, reset the ward at the peak. Now go, Agent of Fate. Ascend the apogee. We shall await your return.
Let's knock some heads. Got to be better than that to stop us. That will teach them not to cross us. Better luck next time. Oh.
Quickly, use the rune's power. Cleanse the look. Together we can reset the wards. Concentrate! Excellent. Meet us back at the base of the apogee. You emerge. Come, speak. No need to tell us of your exploits, mortal. We can hear. Though still faint, the hum of knowledge steadies. The threat has passed. Before we conclude, return the relics you secured. We can no longer trust the apogee to protect these items. It weakens and will fall. Your efforts give us time to relocate the secrets within. Take this reward. Your service has concluded. Although the remnants must abandon this place, do not think your efforts a waste. Staunching a wound is the first step toward recovery. Our clan will clear out any invaders still left, then begin transporting the Apogee's wisdom to a new home. We assume you refer to the Hushed, unfortunate creatures who arrive from your realm. The mortal mind was not meant to hold the blessings of Lord Hormeus Mora. They transform into the beings you saw. A cautionary tale. The shrine protected our way.
Not to belabor the obvious, but we'll need to be careful here. We should make haste to the heart of the Underweave and find Martina's sanctum. Onward and upward! The Fate Weaver key is palpitating, pulling me. Off to the east? Fascinating. Something in Martina's sanctum must be synergizing with the relic. Let's find that laboratory. Underweave.
What can I do? Well, look at that. Let's hear it.
This must be it. Knock, knock, Martina. Among us fall to Curiosity's blade. Take a look around, if you don't mind. I need a moment. Martina was a zealous note-taker. That may be helpful to our inquiry. No idea what that concoction is. Curious. Perhaps you, might find something on her remains. Come. Let's talk. I, wish I could say this was the first time I found an old friend dead. But I cannot. From the spell lattice surrounding them, I believe Martina's research may have followed a similar path to my own. Let's take a look at that journal. Martina says here she could somehow scry for the fates frayed from her timeline. Fascinating. She experimented with several different methods, including using her own blood. It's messy, dangerous, but perhaps effective. Yes, I believe so. I have some thoughts that need to germinate, and I'd like to dispel this ward. Take care of Martina. Let's retire to my rooms at Cypher's Midden, near the Way Shrine. I'll see you there, my canny colleague. I hope I can honor Martina's memory somehow. I'll see you back at Cypher's Midden. Welcome. I've just been preparing. Pardon the simplicity of my setup here. Martina's research lives on. I believe with further development I can adapt her methods and modify the Fate Weaver key itself. But let's crawl before we walk. First, we confirm if scrying for frayed fates is even possible. It's time to put my failure behind me. So far, the fates have come to me. With Martina's research, we can scry for one, find it, and shut it down. What do you think of that? This is why you make a good collaborator. Your focus. I place in your hands the Fate Weaver key. Still flawed, unfortunately, but newly modified thanks to Martina's notes. Follow along with me, and we'll seek out a frayed fate. Observe this thaumaturgical quadrant. Gripping the key, activate each of the beacons. A shipwreck? Wait, that must be Fathom's Drift. Superlative! The drift is in the far north of the region. I'll meet you there.
Mortal, hello? Over here. Thank the Phantoms. My name is Cypher Margo, and I watch over the nearby Rectory Corporea. I am in desperate need of an adventurer who can help me re-establish order here. The chorus is in disharmony, you see. Watchers, Whiskers, what will we do? The Rectory houses one of Hermaeus Mora's most prized magical apparatuses. The vessels that comprise it suddenly began to fail, and now the whole thing risks collapse. Margo knows not how, or why, nor why. He needs help. The faulty vessels destabilized the entire apparatus, dislodging focus crystals, warping valves, and prompting leaks throughout the system. Margo needs someone to protect his backside and make repairs. You would take Nurni Gold as payment, yes? First, we need to reset the magical focus in the Corporea Secretis, an outbuilding to the northeast. Tide King willing, that will reduce the instability. I only hope we're not too late. The chorus cannot endure these conditions for long.
Fine.
Disaster. Margo hopes the vessels remain intact. Thank the tides. The vessels in this room seem largely intact. Tide King be praised. It seems the beasts did not breach the Secretis completely, and the vessels are in good health. Resetting the focus should bring them back into harmony with the rest of the Rectory's occupants. Bodies? What? Oh, you mean the vessels. I forget that non-ciphers get a little confused when they come here. Let me take a few steps back. Welcome to the Rectory Corporea, Hermaeus Mora's Library of Minds. Yes, well, mostly. It's not the most exact metaphor, but the broad strokes are apt. The vessels have their minds joined together in service to Hermaeus Mora. Their combined psyche, the chorus, thinks and dreams, and my master listens. What? No. Every vessel here willingly entered a pact with Hermaeus Mora. They surrendered their bodies and minds to the Rectory for a fixed period of time. In the end, they will receive, well, whatever it is they wanted from the Eye. What's happening to that vessel? Quickly, reset the magical focus.
Another failed body. I will be free!
Watchers, Whiskers, what was that? I've been tending to the vessels in the Corporea for many, many years, and never before have I seen a thing like what just happened. That vessel, it just talked to us. It moved. That should not be possible. Normally, they just lie there. The Rectory's magic keeps the vessels healthy while their minds serve the chorus. They don't just get up and say scary things before keeling over. Wait, this vessel is dead? Oh no. They never tried to break free. But if they did, I suppose it is possible. Even the gradual extraction can cause stress, nosebleeds, seizures. But something the vessel said, another failed body. Those were its words, remember? Precisely. This worries Husmargo the most. Something may be toying with the vessels in the Rectory and killing them in the process. But Husmargo doesn't know what could do such a thing. We should check the Rectory archives. They are just next door. Husmargo will start with these manuals. You will check the other tomes, yes? Look for anything on vessel disturbances. Finished reading? Let's talk. Cease on these archives. Whose Margot doesn't see anything useful in these books. Did you have better luck? Tell whose Margot what you learned from yours. Anything that would explain what's happening to the vessels. Why some move and speak. Yes, yes. Some say it is like a dream world, where the minds of all in the chorus can wander freely, interacting with one another while the Great Eye studies them. What else did you learn? At least that narrows the scope of our research. The disturbance must originate from within the Rectory, or even the chorus itself. Press on to the Esoterica Corporea to the north. It houses our preparatory instruments and an auxiliary somnambulum. Somnambulum, one of the devices that grants entry to the chorus, sustains the vessel, and so on. Examining one might provide us with some clues without disturbing the other vessels. Or without disturbing them more, at any rate. I'll meet you there. Margot will try and learn a bit more here. By the tides! The vessels arrive like worms on a hook! Like before. Reset the focus.
I will get out!
There! Another one speaks. I think I understand what's going on. Another coral mind awakening. But that voice... Quickly, reset the focus. I have an idea. After witnessing that vessel speak, I fear I now understand the source of our problem. It seems a rogue mind is traveling through and tampering with the chorus. A crisis whose Margot did not think possible until now. Yes, a troublemaker, disconnected from the chorus. It keeps trying to escape through a connected body, but the attempts prove fatal every time. Out here in Apocrypha, we have no hope of isolating it. But if one of us entered the chorus... Well, you, obviously. Whose Margot must oversee the procedure and monitor the apparatus, yes? I would not suggest it if we had any other way of finding the rogue mind. But every moment we delay puts another vessel at risk. So, will you do it? Ah, yes. Wisdom and bravery. You are a true child of Mora. Let's proceed to the next room. The auxiliary somnambulum is there. It will allow you to enter the chorus, but you will... There. That's the somnambulum. I'll prepare it for you. There you are. I pray this isn't too disorienting. Let's discuss our next move. Welcome to the chorus, or its lowest levels at any rate. We call this the cognitive substrate. Few members of the chorus visit this place, but it connects to all the chorus's other regions. The perfect hiding place for a rogue mind, yes? To enter the chorus, every vessel signs a pact. You think of flimsy parchment contracts, yes? Not so in Apocrypha. It is an anchor that binds the vessel's mind. No one can travel far from their pact, and Usmargo has a spell that can sniff it out. At the very least, it will tell us who the mind belongs to. I do not know what shape the spell will take inside the chorus. Each vessel's perception of the space is unique, but it should be easy enough to manipulate and follow. Be cautious. The chorus's mind sentence will see you as an intruder, and ready to defend yourself. This is our pact, yes? Have a look. It might tell us something about our quarry. The Daggerfall Devil. The Daggerfall Devil. Watcher, spare us. On the one claw, it makes sense that a serial killer in the chorus would be the cause of our troubles. On the other, there is a serial killer in the chorus, and it appears that he wants out. Yes? Yes! But dealing with him means killing him. A task that is a little more difficult than just stabbing his cold manifestation. Usmargo would need to make sure the Daggerfall Devil couldn't flee to another body and hide. Usmargo thinks so, but we will need to act at the same time. like two claws pinching a well-oiled grape. Husmargo will need to leave you to find the body while you find the mind. The pact, thankfully, provides us with some inkling of where to look. Leaping into other people's bodies may have caused some mnemonic bleed. Elements of his psyche, memories, could have broken loose. I'll tune the spell to seek out his memories. If you can find enough of them, it should lead us to his mind's core. Best of luck to both of us.
You're going to regret this. And down they go.
The first life I took. A scrawny beast, loved by the child next door. Seeing the boy cry made me smile. I offered the shelter of my basement to wandering souls, only to take their lives while they slept. My father's knife. A handle carved from an antler. A blade sharp enough to cut bone. An artist never had a brush so delicate.
Can you hear Husmargo, friend? Husmargo isolated the rogue mine's vessel. You should be able to dispatch him now. no trace of the Daggerfall Devil in the registry. Now quickly, adventurer, return to your body. Fresh air. Better, yes? According to my instruments, you made it out of the chorus with nary a scratch on your psyche. How are your memories? Any confusion? Dizziness? No? Good. Safe from immediate danger, yes. But stress levels among the vessels are still far too high. I must inspect each mind and vessel to ensure their well-being. You have a strong mind. If you have the time, I would certainly enjoy studying it. Of course, of course. Whose Margot is sure our prince has plans for you beyond the Rectory Corporea. But do keep the offer in mind. You did a great service for us, friend. I suppose the time has come for payment, yes? Perhaps one day you'll hear the harmonious songs of the chorus. But for now, know that all the minds housed within the... Uzma...
is my will.
Away, you pestering phantom. You're here. It's so pleasant to work with someone so prompt and cunning. Blast these frayed fates. Let's get in there and turn theory into practice, eh? Smooth these things back into the universe. Well, first, we enter the drift and find the darn thing. The Fate Weaver key in your able hands will lead us where we need to go. Now, properly attuned, it should allow you to tug on the threads that bind my fate to me. We use the Fate Weaver key itself to bind this frayed fate back into the fabric of the universe. I'm not... Well, to be totally honest, I'm not exactly sure what that will look like. But we're armed with the dead friend's knowledge. We'll see it done. Into the drift! Huzzah!
You! Traveler! I need help. I was swept overboard in a storm and found myself washed up in this terrifying land. What happened? I must find my ship. I must find Nanarel, my father. Are you real or just another spirit? I am Landavel, first mate on the Opulent Gale. My father, Nanarel, is the ship's captain. We were trapped in a horrible storm. I fell into the churning sea. I was dragged under the waves, blacked out, and awoke nearby in a ship's graveyard. I need to find my father and my ship. When I last saw him, he was at the wheel, clutching his treasured belongings, a locket, a spyglass, and the ship's logbook. Our ship must have run aground. We need to find him. Oh, thank you. I fled from ghosts in Daedra when I came ashore and heard one of them call it Fathom's Drift. I will not leave this place before I track down my father and our ship. Surely he survived the storm. My father has captained the Opulent Gale since I was a boy. He built the ship with his own 2 hands. I may never be the captain he'd hoped I'd be, but I'll never forget how alive I felt knowing he was at the wheel. This place? I don't know where we are. There was a storm and a great wave and my father shouting. Yes, he was shouting at the storm. Hermaeus Mora. High elves don't deal with Daedra, but he's known among the sailors as Hermes Mora, the Tide King. He carries many names, but he lives deep beneath the waves. Could my father have angered him somehow?
Ours now.
The Fate Weaver key will be our guide. It should make visible the threads that bind me to the nearby frayed fate.
The wrecked ships are ahead, through these sea caves. Look for my father's belongings. If we find them, we'll likely find him as well.
There. A thread. Untie it, and we'll follow the thread to the next. And the next. Ah! Martina's work. My research. It's working! Massive! Onward and upward, as always. Ha! That thread was woven past that door! Up the ramp! I think I see something! Look there! This distortion is a frayed fate. Let's pull this situation into focus.
Swap the deck, Azander. Stop lollygagging, Azander. I'm tired of all this.
What? A sailor? How odd. I haven't wanted to be a sailor since I was a child.
Bilge rats and stale bread. I'll never make it to first mate.
Such potential. Stronger now.
Twitching tentacles, what is that?
I grow stronger.
Here's the key. These rune forms should banish that thing.
We will not be undone.
It worked. Oh, I wasn't sure it would. What we just witnessed. Distressing, horrid, disconcerting. Apologies, cohort. I'm free associating to deal with my emotions. Of course, just processing. Tem, it seems, was telling the truth. Afraid Fate has grown in strength somehow. Become adversarial. Allow me to take back the Fate Weaver key. I'll need to consider this new information. The introduction of this adversary into the experiment was unforeseen. Let's reconvene in my room at Cypher's Midden.
My father treasured this locket. He wore it on every voyage for good luck. He would never leave it behind. But it is marked with a symbol of Hermes Mora. I never noticed that before.
Stay ready. Never know what else might be headed our way. Got to be better than that to stop us.
That's my father's handwriting. And someone else's as well. What does it mean?
Never a dull moment.
I recognize this. Father's spyglass. But its lens is cracked and useless.
You good? Of course you are.
Bell, my boy! You're alive! I'm so relieved!
Father, is that you?
You brought my son here. I thought I lost him. For that, you have my thanks. I'm Nanarel, captain of the Opulent Gale. My son's been restored to me. We must complete the pact before this gift is taken back. I watched my son swept overboard. He would drown in the storm. I appealed to a greater power, but didn't complete the ritual. We must finish the task, lest he perish again. You must sacrifice 3 tokens from my past. Logbook, spyglass, and locket at the unquenchable brazier near the entrance to the sea caves to seal the pact. Do this for us. This must be a shock to my son. But
I am alive. I should be dead. I need time to think all this over. Let's do as he says and go back to the brazier where you found me.
Gear's looking pretty rough. Should have been more prepared.
I cannot believe it. My father traded his life for mine.
Let me tell you all, my friend. Then you can cast the items into the flames and complete my pact. I will tell you everything. Of my relationship to the Daedric Prince, and what I did to save my son. The pact was with Hermas Mora, who sleeps with his secrets in the depths. I had learned an incantation to entreat with him from an ancient sailor, and inscribed the summoning into my logbook. When I saw my child swept away in the storm, I knew he would perish.
and I invoked the pact. Hermes Mora heard my prayers and answered. At a cost. My son was saved, but I am fated to serve as Hermes Mora's guide in this land of lost souls. You must burn the relics of my past, so I exist only in memory. Sacrifice the spyglass, logbook, and locket in the brazier. These items represent my past. Place them in the sacred flame. You've heard what I have to say. Now place the sacrifices into the flame.
The logbook. Why didn't it burn? I don't understand. How is this possible? Hermes Mora has changed the bargain. It now reads, "Let Nanarel, or the memory of him, become my guide for the drowned dead." The words, "or the memory of him," are new. What does this mean? You mean to suggest Hermes Mora wants me to forget my own father? Forget our time together? Surely I would never... No, I will do it. If it means my father will return to the mortal plane, I will do whatever it takes. Hermes Mora will trade my memories for my father's life. I would forget him, but he would live. Yes. Give me the book.
I would rather perish than let my son forget me. Let me seal the pact.
Traveler, give me the book. I will gladly trade my memories for his life. My father put everything on the line to save me, but I cannot let him die. Not if there's a better alternative. Should I hesitate when my father made the same choice? This isn't what I wanted, but my memories seem a small price to pay for his life. Give me the book. Thank you, Traveler, for helping me rescue my father. Hermes Mora will now come claim his bounty, but for these final moments, I will think of my father. Here, for your efforts. Hear me, Hermes Mora. I accept your offer. My memories for my father's life.
You have saved both me and my son, but at what cost?
Who are you, old man?
I am... No. I am a friend of your father. Come. Let's talk.
There you are! Come, let's talk. I'm ecstatic. Ebullient, even. Incredible. Somehow, my experiment seems to have created a new, previously unseen mystic phenomenon. One frayed fate consumed the other by means and for reasons unknown. I'd be even happier if it didn't want me dead. Ha! Yes! I mean, would I prefer this adversary enjoy a strenuous argument over a pot of tea? Without a doubt. But you have to understand, I believe the Fate Weaver experiment was an abject failure. Indubitably. And mark me well, this discovery would not have been possible without your insights and abettance. We make a superlative research duo, you and I. I haven't had a competent cohort in some time. I must. My fate is still frayed after all. It must be restored and this dark being dealt with. But now, a question for you. Would you be willing, if you have the time and inclination, to continue our collaboration? Together, my new cohort, we began the work of understanding the nature of fate. Together, cohort, we will accomplish stupendous things, remarkable things, for research!
There you are. I have been expecting you.